Donald Trump and Imran Khan. Two names that, at first glance, seem worlds apart. On the surface, they seem like an odd couple. One, a brash American businessman turned reality TV star, known for his larger-than-life persona and unfiltered opinions. Donald Trump, a man who built an empire on real estate and entertainment, capturing the public's attention with his bold statements and controversial actions. The other, a Pakistani cricket legend turned devout Muslim politician, Imran Khan, who transitioned from the world of sports to the complex arena of politics, bringing with him a sense of integrity and a vision for a new Pakistan. Yet, these two men struck up a surprisingly chummy relationship. Despite their vastly different backgrounds and cultures, they found common ground. It's a political bromance for the history books. Their camaraderie was not just a fleeting moment, but a significant chapter in international relations. But why? What brought these two together? It wasn't shared history, or even a similar style of governing. Their paths to power were as different as their countries. It wasn't shared history, or even a similar style of governing. Trump, with his aggressive, often confrontational approach, and Khan, with his more measured yet equally passionate style. No, the glue that bound them was something different. It was populism. Both men rode waves of populist sentiment to the highest offices in their respective countries. It was the shared experience of being outsiders who challenged the establishment and won. They both tapped into the frustrations and hopes of their people, promising change and a break from the status quo. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and a shared understanding of the power of populism. They saw in each other a reflection of their own political journeys. This unlikely bromance was more than just a political alliance. It was a testament to the unpredictable nature of global politics, where personalities can sometimes bridge the widest of gaps. In the end, the friendship between Donald Trump and Imran Khan serves as a reminder that in the world of politics, anything is possible. Even the most unlikely of alliances can form, driven by shared goals and mutual respect. As history looks back on this period, the bond between these two leaders will be remembered as a unique chapter in the story of international diplomacy. A chapter that showed how two very different men could come together for a common purpose. An unlikely bromance indeed, but one that left an indelible mark on the political landscape. Both Trump and Khan rose to power on a wave of populist anger. They promised to shake things up, to drain the swamp, to put their respective countries first. They spoke directly to the frustrations of people who felt ignored by the elites. Trump railed against crooked Hillary and the fake news media. Khan targeted corrupt politicians and a broken system. Both tapped into a deep well of resentment toward the status quo, and both, to the shock of many, came out on top. This shared outsider status translated into some strikingly similar worldviews. Nationalism was key. Both leaders, coming from non-traditional political backgrounds, found common ground in their approach to governance. They were seen as disruptors, challenging the status quo and promising to put their countries first. This resonated deeply with their respective electorates, who were tired of the same old political rhetoric and wanted real change. Trump had his America First policy, vowing to bring back jobs and renegotiate trade deals. He promised to revive American manufacturing, protect American workers, and ensure that the United States was no longer taken advantage of in international agreements. His speeches were filled with promises to restore the American dream, and his supporters believed he was the man to do it. The America First policy was not just about economics, it was about restoring national pride and sovereignty. Khan, echoing the sentiment, championed a Naya Pakistan, New Pakistan, focused on self-reliance and national pride. He spoke passionately about creating a country that was free from corruption, where the rule of law prevailed, and where every citizen had the opportunity to succeed. Khan's vision for Pakistan was one of economic independence, where the country could stand on its own 2 feet without relying on foreign aid. His message of hope and renewal struck a chord with many Pakistanis who were disillusioned with the existing political system. They both took a hard line on immigration too. Trump's stance on building a border wall to prevent illegal immigration was one of his most controversial policies. He argued that it was necessary to protect American jobs and security. Similarly, Khan's approach to immigration was stringent, particularly concerning undocumented Afghan refugees. He emphasized the need to regulate and control the influx of refugees to ensure national security and economic stability. Trump's infamous border wall was mirrored by Khan's crackdown on undocumented Afghan refugees. Both leaders faced criticism for their hardline policies, but they remained steadfast, arguing that these measures were essential for the safety and prosperity of their nations. The construction of the US border wall became a symbol of Trump's commitment to his America First agenda, while Khan's actions were seen as a move to prioritize Pakistani citizens' welfare. On trade, both men weren't afraid to use tariffs as bargaining chips. Globalism, not so much. Trump's administration imposed tariffs on several countries, aiming to protect American industries and reduce the trade deficit. He believed that tough trade policies would force other nations to negotiate fairer deals. Khan, on the other hand, focused on creating favorable trade conditions for Pakistan, encouraging local production and reducing dependency on imports. Both leaders were skeptical of globalism, preferring to prioritize their national interests over international cooperation. Their message was clear: protect your own even if it ruffles some feathers. Trump and Khan's nationalist rhetoric often sparked debates and protests, but their unwavering commitment to their country's interests won them significant support. They both believed that a strong, independent nation was the key to a prosperous future. Their leadership styles, though controversial, highlighted a shift towards prioritizing national sovereignty and self-reliance in an increasingly interconnected world. This shared worldview led to some very public displays of mutual admiration. Trump praised Khan's toughness and called him a great leader. Khan, in turn, lauded Trump's boldness and thanked him for understanding Pakistan's perspective. It wasn't just talk, though. There was action behind the words. Trump backed Pakistan's efforts to combat terrorism and even restored military aid that had been suspended by the Obama administration. Khan, for his part, defended Trump's decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. Now, every good bromance needs some common ground beyond politics, and for Trump and Khan, that common ground, surprisingly, was cricket. Yes, you read that right, cricket. Khan, a former captain of the Pakistani cricket team, led his country to victory in the 1992 Cricket World Cup. Trump, while not a player himself, has expressed admiration for the sport. In fact, during a visit to the White House, Khan even gifted Trump a cricket bat signed by the Pakistani national team. But their friendship wasn't all sunshine and cricket diplomacy. Enter Kashmir, the disputed region that has been a source of tension between India and Pakistan for decades. Trump, eager to play peacemaker, offered to mediate the dispute. However, his efforts were met with skepticism from India and ultimately went nowhere. It was a reminder that even the best of friendships can be tested by complex geopolitical realities. Of course, there's always more to the story than what we see in the headlines. The news we consume daily often provides just a snapshot, a glimpse into a much larger and more complex narrative. Headlines are designed to grab attention, to provoke thought, but they rarely tell the whole story. They are the tip of the iceberg, with much more lying beneath the surface. Was Trump's interest in Pakistan purely about fighting terrorism? On the surface, it might seem that way. After all, terrorism is a global threat, and Pakistan has been a focal point in the fight against it. But if we dig deeper, we might find that there were other layers to his interest. Was it about regional stability, economic interests, or perhaps even a personal political agenda? Or were there other strategic calculations at play? In the world of international politics, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Every move, every decision is often the result of careful planning and strategic thinking. Diplomats and political leaders spend countless hours in discussions, weighing the pros and cons, considering the potential outcomes. It's a game of chess where every piece on the board has a purpose and every move is calculated. And was Khan's embrace of Trump simply a way to secure much-needed American support? Pakistan, like many other nations, often finds itself in a delicate balancing act, trying to maintain good relations with powerful allies while also addressing its own national interests. For Imran Khan, aligning with Trump might have been a strategic move to gain economic aid, military support, or even political leverage on the global stage. The truth is, both men are shrewd political operators. They have spent years navigating the complex world of politics, understanding the importance of alliances and the power of perception. They know that in politics, appearances can be just as important as reality. They are adept at presenting themselves in a way that serves their interests, while also keeping their true intentions hidden. They understand the art of the deal, the importance of leverage. In the world of politics, deals are made and broken every day. It's a world where leverage is everything, where having the upper hand can mean the difference between success and failure. Trump and Khan both know how to use their positions, their influence to get what they want. They are masters of negotiation, always looking for ways to turn situations to their advantage. Their friendship, while genuine on some level, was also a strategic alliance, a way to advance their respective national interests. In the end, politics is about relationships, about building connections that can be leveraged for mutual benefit. Trump and Khan's relationship was no different. It was a partnership built on mutual respect, but also on a clear understanding of what each could gain from the other. It was a reminder that in the world of politics, there is always more than meets the eye. Fast forward to today. Trump is no longer in the White House. The bromance, at least in its public form, has faded. But the question remains, will their friendship and the policies it shaped have a lasting impact? The US-Pakistan relationship remains complex. The Biden administration has taken a more cautious approach, particularly on issues like human rights and democracy. The future of the relationship is uncertain, but the Trump-Khan years have undoubtedly left their mark. So, was the Trump-Khan bromance a blip in history or a sign of things to come? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, it was a fascinating chapter in international relations. It showed that even in a world of geopolitical rivalries, personal relationships still matter, and sometimes the most unlikely of friendships can have a profound impact on the world stage.